The Ovarian lottery. What do I mean? Well, it's the most important game you'll ever take part in, and you've already played. Let me explain how. See, the Ovarian lottery is the idea that there is a set of characteristics that apply to us when we're born. And these characteristics have the opportunity to define our lives before we even take our first breath. To be in this room today, you're all Ovarian lottery winners. You're able to watch my amazing presentation for a remote location online. You're able to watch it back later on YouTube. But most importantly, you're all in this room working for an organisation bringing technology to the rest of the world. Okay, that didn't want to come up. Gender, ethnicity, disability, nationality, intelligence, family. These are all characteristics assigned to us at birth, and therefore we have no control over it. And yet a change in just one of these can have such a positive or detrimental impact on our opportunities in life. Warren Buffett, previous richest and current sixth richest man in the world. You could say he's done all right for himself, and he's also the person popularising the Ovarian lottery. See, Warren here, when asked about his success, claims that it's 95% luck and only 5% skill. Remember those characteristics from before. Warren was born a white man in America with no disabilities, good intelligence, and two loving parents who were able to give him access to a good education and a stable home. Warren Buffett is a self-proclaimed Ovarian lottery winner. He's a winner by today's standards, but more importantly when you remember that he's 91 years old. Born in 1930, Warren has two sisters who he claimed were just as intelligent as he was, but were never afforded the same opportunities because they were girls. He was also born in the time of the Great Depression, where only the most stable families were able to avoid the great scramble for work, money, and food. And he was also born in America, in a time where it was a more advanced nation than others across the world. So Warren Buffett really did receive the golden ticket to a life of opportunity, and he made the most of it by becoming the world's richest man. But what do the world's richest look like? Like this, and this, and this. What you're seeing here is everyone who have featured on the Forbes Top 10 Rich list over the last 20 years. You'll see quite a trend. 36 people, the majority white men. In fact, there's not one black person on this list, and only 4 women. And those 4 women all inherited their wealth from a rich male relative. In fact, to be on this list this year, you needed approximately $85 billion worth of wealth. And yet not one self-made female billionaire has ever made more than 10 billion. That's nearly 10 times less. So what is this image highlighting? Well, it's highlighting how ethnicity and gender play a key role in people's access to success. So why am I talking about the Ovarian lottery? And how is it linked to my digital dream? Well, my digital dream is to see people given access to the same technology that we take for granted. To see the concept of the digital divide become a thing of the past. And the Ovarian lottery plays a key role in people's access to technology. So what does the link between the Ovarian lottery and the digital divide look like? We're going to have a race. Can I have 3 volunteers? Amazing. You'd think I never planned this out beforehand. So, quite a simple concept. My 3 glamorous assistants here are going to race from just over here to me over here, the finish line. And the first one to give me a high five is the winner. Now, to make this more interesting, I get you, the audience, to vote on who you think is going to win. You can choose a friend, a colleague, generally someone you think is going to win. I really don't care. And don't worry about these people here. They all know what they signed up for, and therefore they won't be too heartbroken if you don't fancy their chances. So I'm going to start the vote, and who fancies matched chances of winning? Okay, we've got a fair few votes. Maybe it's because it's the first one. And now Julie, or maybe just Pipton there. Maybe just Pipton, and then Sam.
Oh, Sam.
You got a mentor's vote. But yeah, Sam, we're going to have to prove him wrong. So. Now we're going to have one more step to this race. Each of our 3 people here are going to be representing promising young talent from a country. Matt's going to have UK, Julie's going to have India, and Sam Uganda. and now they will be given a head start in the race based on their facts about technology. Bear in mind that this does generalise the country, and therefore individual cases may vary, and it only takes into account one characteristic, which is nationality, when there's many that can define our success. And for those of you now thinking, I saw you, Kathy, that that's not fair. We voted before we even knew what was going on. Well, we're talking about an Ovarian lottery and a digital divide, so we're right on track. So let's get this started. Fact number one. Essentially a population with access to the internet. The UK, 95%, India, 41%, and Uganda, 4%. Now, to represent this, the UK will be able to move forward 2 spaces, India 1, and then we move on to fact number 2. Percentage of people who are smartphone users. So it's UK 78%, India 32%, and Uganda 17%. And the same occurs. The UK moves forward 2 spaces, and India 1. And now our final fact. Access to computers in schools. In the UK is 90%, India 39%, and Uganda I couldn't find a specific fact, but I can say that in one district alone, 1 out of 25 schools had access to the internet. And therefore, again, UK moves forward 2, and India 1. Who was this race now? Pretty obvious. But what are we representing? We're representing how one aspect of the Ovarian lottery, nationality, affects people's access to technology, and this is therefore showing the digital divide between our countries in the race. What does that then mean? Well, it shows that how the access to technology then affects people's opportunity to success. In this case, the finishing line of this race, me. But in reality, that can be a dream job, education, or a life achievement. On your marks, get set, go. And there's your winner. Thank you for your help. Can I have a round of applause for our volunteers? See, the digital divide continues to stay quite wide. Not necessarily because of these people, the rocket men, but what this picture represents. See, when I was thinking about my digital dream, I was watching as the world's richest fluid space. Granted, a great opportunity that we'd all like to take part in, given the chance, and there's a need for trailblazers like this in society. But I couldn't help but think that the time, money, and resources could be better used helping the majority catch up, rather than the few move further away. Literally. To sum my point up best, Prince William. Saving Earth should cover for space tourism. Now, I know we've talked about climate change ahead of COP26, but I think the point still stands. There's a need to create a better world, and removing the digital divide, I believe, still sits in that bracket. Now, Atos has made some key first steps in this. They're supporting women in Africa with their coding program, sponsoring 35 young girls in West Africa, providing operational and financial support, as well as desktop equipment and mentoring. The goal, to help these girls achieve employability in high-skilled tech-based jobs. They're also helping to support 0-1 talent, becoming their technology partner in the goal to train and connect 1 million developers to jobs by 2035. Atos, among other companies, have a huge role to play in providing opportunity to people in the world. And there's many people that can be supported in this, especially when you consider the size of Africa in comparison to large continents or countries in the world. Over to 1.4 billion people, or 17% of the population, and yet large organisations have next to no presence on the continent. I have taken images of 3 of the largest tech organisations' office locations across the world and put them together to highlight the lack of presence. And I've highlighted Africa in particular to highlight the trend. And here we see Amazon, Google, and Apple. So what does no offices mean? Well, it means a lack of investment and a vast array of untapped potential. African governments are willing large private sector firms to invest. Investment provides capital, investment, infrastructure, jobs, local amenities, and therefore helps create economic growth. But why should these companies invest? Diversity. How can we be diverse when large percentages of the population are excluded from the world's largest companies, movements, opportunities that we're currently undertaking. Diversity brings about diverse decisions and knowledge, diverse creativity and innovation, and diverse knowledge. And you put that together with, by doing that, you then create a chance for people with jobs and education which they were before excluded from, therefore creating economic growth. You put the two together and you create a better world. So let's take it back to the start of my digital dream. My digital dream is to see the removal of the digital divide, to see the world become equal, and therefore allow people from all walks of life to be able to chase their own dreams. And to refer back to the golden ticket, I would like to see that people's lives are not defined biologically.